Welcome to Soul Loom, a space where the threads of lived experience, energy and insight are gently woven into a path of remembering, reconnection and becoming. So many of my clients ask me, how do you pinpoint what's really going on so quickly? Well, it's not magic and it's not a secret trick. It's simply a way of reading the energetic patterns you were born with and noticing how they're being activated in your life right now. I call this your energetic architecture, the unseen blueprint you arrive with, the design that shapes your flow and your flux. And when I talk about your energetic architecture, one of the most fundamental layers is your natal chart. I use it in the same way a gardener reads the seasons. It shows what's ready to blend, what needs pruning, and what's still waiting beneath the soil to emerge. Before we come into this life, we choose the energy we'll carry with us, not to limit us, but to support our soul's evolution. And by soul evolution, I mean the ongoing journey of growth across lifetimes. The way our soul seeks out experiences that stretch us, heal us, and move us towards greater wholeness. The challenges and gifts we select aren't random. They're chosen as the exact combination of energies that will help us take the next step on that journey. The natal chart is the first layer of that architecture. It's the map of the sky at the moment of your birth. It's a kind of energetic snapshot that lays down your personal design. And this is not some new age invention. The use of natal charts as a guidance system has very deep roots. In Mesopotamia, temple scholars recorded planetary cycles on clay tablets, and these were used to guide the kings as to when to plant, when to march, and when to best negotiate. In Greece, the Oracle of Delphi offered counsel to rulers and generals, drawing from the sky reading as part of her role. And Queen Elizabeth I relied on her court astrologer John Dee for guidance on timing and navigation. In the 20th century, Nancy and Ronald Reagan scheduled major decisions with astrological input. And Louise McWhirter, an American astrologer in the 1930s, published a system for forecasting market cycles that is still referenced today by financial astrologers like Bill Meridian. So across thousands of years, from temples to palaces to Wall Street, the natal chart has been treated as a tool for orientation and decision-making. But what does it actually tell you? At its most simplest, and the sections that you're probably most familiar with, it tells you your sun sign, which is your core essence, the part of you that you're growing into. It tells you your moon sign, which reflects your emotional landscape, what helps you to feel safe and nurtured. And it tells you your rising sign, the lens the world sees you through. Then there's the personal planets, Mercury, Venus and Mars. These show how you think and communicate, how you love and connect, and how you act or pursue what you want. So for example, you may have chosen Mercury, the planet of thought and expression, to sit in your 10th house of career, because it will give you extra support in communicating your voice in public. Then there's the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. They move more slowly and they shape the big lessons and transformations. You might have chosen Saturn to be in your 7th house because you want to bring structure and karmic lessons through your relationships. There's also the nodes of the moon, and these tell a much deeper story. Your south node points to what you've carried from previous lifetimes, the patterns that may hold you back. It's usually the place where you feel comfortable, but often it's not comfortable because it's where you'll see your repeating patterns. Your north node shows you the stretch and the growth that you need to take, and it's the invitation of this lifetime. And then there are the asteroids and the points. Juno speaks to partnership, Vesta to devotion, Ceres to nurturing, and Chiron, the wounded healer, shows where old pain can become the place you offer wisdom and healing to others. Astrology isn't just abstract symbols on a page. It's a framework for understanding purpose and the human experience. A natal chart doesn't tell you who you are in a rigid way. It lays out the energetic options available to you for moving toward the human experience that your soul has chosen for this lifetime. When you lean into those options, life tends to flow with more ease. When you don't know them, or when you push against the energy you've actually chosen, things feel heavy, awkward, or resistant. The chart helps you see the pathway where your energy moves most naturally, so you can work with it instead of against it. So you might ask, wouldn't my natal chart be the same as dozens of other people born at the same time and in the same city as me? Well, yes, on paper, the positions may look identical, but no two people live out their blueprint in the same way. Think of siblings growing up in the same household. They share the same parents, the same environment, sometimes even the same bedroom. Yet each one walks away with a completely different story about their childhood. So for me, astrology is a tool. It's one of the ways I help people make sense of their flux and their flow. For me, astrology is a tool. One of the ways I help people make sense of their flux and flow. The chart gives structure, and I then use my intuition to fill in the threads of meaning. It's not about predicting your fate. It's about learning to check your energetic architecture the same way you check the weather, your bank balance, or your calendar. Your natal chart is not a cage, it's a compass. A guide that can help you navigate with more ease, more clarity, and more trust in the journey you've chosen. And the more you understand it, the more you can begin to notice when you're in flow or when you're in flux, and what that's inviting you to shift. That's the invitation I want to leave you with today, to see your natal chart not as something abstract or fixed, but as a living map you can keep returning to as you move through the seasons of your life. Thank you for listening to Soul Bloom. If you found this episode valuable, please follow the show on your favourite platform, leave a review or a comment, and share it with someone you know who's navigating their own season of flux and flow. Your support helps this podcast reach more people who are ready to connect with themselves. If you have any questions, reflections, or ideas you'd like me to explore, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, may you continue to weave the threads of your own remembering.